Hi, so this is Phil Wolf with Skype Journal, and we're here with Mohan Sadashiva from FusionOne.
Good to meet you, Phil.
Hi. So we were talking about what FusionOne does in its partnership with Verizon. And so what does FusionOne do?
Well, FusionOne does a number of things. Its premier service with Verizon is Backup Assistant that allows consumers to back up their address book and restore it should they lose or break their phone at any point in time.
Okay, so and as part of that, you also have a social address book?
Well, the evolution of this service is a service that allows you to have a network address book, which is to have connect multiple points like your Outlook or your Gmail or other internet properties to your phone address book, such that if you update an address in one place, it updates everywhere else.
Okay. Now you've been partnering with Verizon for how long?
For many, many years. I think in this particular instance of this application for about 3 years now.
Okay. What advice would you give Skype about what works with partnering with Verizon?
It's just like working with any other carrier. I would say that if you keep the consumer's interest foremost in mind, most other differences can be resolved, because ultimately both Skype and Verizon and FusionOne, for the matter, is interested in the consumer's interest at the end of the day.
Now, Verizon announced today that Skype applications will be available for a number of their smartphones later this week. And what that means is that Skype and the Skype users will now be part of the Verizon family. And as a result, they'll be using your service every time they upgrade and every time they want to do a backup. To what extent will you be backing up Skype contacts and Skype content?
To a large extent, because the backup assistant is present on almost all Verizon phones. It's on 90+% of the feature phones and increasing amount of smartphones. And what we envisage is that there will the backup assistant will be connected to the Skype address book, such that when a consumer goes, whether they're in a Skype application on the desktop or using an address book on the phone, their experience is identical in the kind of things they see. So they're never at a loss for the contact information for any particular person they regularly call.
Okay. Now, one of the things I understand you do is you help users synchronize data across multiple devices, or no?
Only in the context of an upgrade.
Okay.
So what happens is that when a person upgrades from one phone to another, what we do is we transfer all their information, whether it is their contacts, pictures, videos, applications that they may have, into a newer phone, and perhaps even introduce the option of them choosing a featured application to launch.
Okay. And so, among other things, that means that when I migrate from one Skype-enabled phone to a new Skype-enabled phone, that all my Skype contacts and history, all my Skype logins will be on the new phone.
Yes, but we don't really differentiate whether it was Skype or not. See, what we are looking at is a synchronized address book that contains more than Skype. So yes, in the context of everything else, Skype addresses will be found on the new phone, just like they were on the old.
Okay. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Have a good CTIA.
Yeah.